Welcome back to Naram Promotions, the real deal podcast show. Goodness gracious me. Ladies and gentlemen, we're completing a double tonight, May 15th, 2025. And tonight, um, we had a little difficulty earlier with Sir Iron Bowles, and we're going to reset that interview for tomorrow, around about, we say 1 o'clock um, or 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to reset that tonight. So, like, share, subscribe, click the link, click the notification bell, and you'll be on. Welcome, DJ Latta.
Welcome. Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Fresh off the Canadian tour.
Yes. Yeah,
We've
man.
got
Big up with there.
we've got in the back room some people that people wanted to see and hear from a very long time. And I said, yet to know.
Years.
This is a big deal.
years. Yeah,
But
man.
before we bring our guests on stage, we want to say to you, Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show, highlights the history and current status of the Jamaican reggae music culture. Our objective is to first inform our audience of the rich reggae culture that exists in the southeast of St. Elizabeth and the southwest of Manchester in Jamaica. We will open our lens and microphones mostly to the South Central section of our country, Jamaica, to highlight the many reggae artists, reggae bands, reggae sound systems, the food, the lifestyle, the people, the businesses that have helped to influence and mold the rich Jamaican culture across the globe. Secondly, we will, from time to time, engage with our Jamaican diaspora to gain insights of the progress of the Jamaican reggae culture across the globe. Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show, airs every week and consistently on a Saturday. And we say to you, like, share, subscribe, comment to this family-friendly show. Click the notification bell, and so that everyone knows when we're coming on.
Yes.
We thank you in advance. DJ Latta and myself thank you in advance, and the entire Naram family. And we say, give us a comment to this family-friendly show and give us a good feedback. We say one love every time.
One love, one bless. We're there.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have a show for you. We have to reset Iron Bowl's interview for tomorrow. You'll see that in about an hour. We'll do the reset. But DJ Latta drove 100 miles, and I'm not thinking 200 miles an hour because he was driving the speed limit.
Yeah, man.
And he got here from work.
Yeah, man.
So he also drove hundreds of miles to Canada, and you got to check the previous show that we had to hear and get a feel of what happened over the Mother's Day weekend when he was in Canada. But tonight, the internet was burning up. We had a lot of questions. Are they going to be on the show?
Yes.
Is it real?
Yes.
Is this true? Because
a
lot of people were asking, where is Hot Gossip
Disco?
What happened to Hot Gossip Disco?
Yes.
And tonight, I will surprise you.
Yeah.
Waiting in the wings. And we're going to bring them on live on the show right now.
Tonight.
Two, not just one, but
Two.
two.
Yes.
We got Mr. Lee
and Ishi.
Award. So we say welcome.
Yo.
Bless up. Bless
Live
up.
on the show.
Yes.
Yes, every time.
Yeah.
Welcome,
Yes,
welcome, brothers. It's
Yes.
been a while. And we're still waiting for the camera on
Mr. Lee.
Mr. Lee.
Ishi.
You got to open up your cameras, brother. We're waiting for you. Let me take a sip in the meantime. You have to go play a tune, you know.
Yes,
Go
man.
play a tune, 'cause this is history.
Yes, man. Yes.
Play a tune.
Do you remember the days in school? Alright then. We wanna learn the golden rule. Then, see. Good morning, teacher. Long time teacher. Alright early. Children got to school now to learn from the teacher. Sister came down to church now to hear from the preacher. Alright early. Me and me woman take a slipper so we go in the pizza.
Nitty-gritty.
Me love my apartment, come out of the sea, yeah. Two big sound and jumping in the arena. Alright then. Nitty-gritty take a saw out the mice of the sea, yeah. Do you remember the days in school? Alright then.
Goodness gracious me. Let's bring.
Nitty-gritty. Listen.
Yes, man.
Goodness gracious me. Welcome to Naran Promotions, the real deal podcast show. We have on our screen, right now, the man himself, Mr. Lee, and the body select out of sound. Ishi. Welcome.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Yes, loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
Yes, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
I want
man.
to make sure that the audience is hearing you.
Audio up.
Ask for a comment, because we don't want to start this show yet, you know. And nobody now, just let's check.
Yeah,
We want to make sure we didn't even check the levels all the show at right now. The thing is, the whole world, thousands of people have been asking, where is Hot Gossip? They've been asking, where is Mr. Lee? Where is Ishi? Wagwan? And them can't hear nothing. I'm say, when we put it up, you know, I want to tell you, when we advertise it, the calls were coming in constantly, the messages. I'm telling you, it survived. So, Mr. Lee,
Yo.
let's make sure we're hearing Mr. Lee. Let's turn up the volume. Yeah. Hold on, Mr. Lee. We want to make sure so everything good enough.
Yeah, man. Get it right, eh?
Yeah, we have to get it right.
Yeah.
Select. And we're checking, you know what I mean? Because this is a big, big deal. You understand me? Just click. Yeah. Click. 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 Yeah.
No.
You're going for the wrong thing, man. Come on, man. Yeah, hold up the thing, you know. DJ Latta, yeah, hold up the thing, you know. Mind that. I'll send him back to Canada. Yeah, hold up the thing, miss. Come on, brother. Yeah, you know. Yeah. Check the levels. One, check the levels. Yeah. Let me select the thing.
Check yours.
Yeah. Select yourself.
Really wanna learn the golden rule.
No, hold on.
Good morning, teacher, long time.
Yeah. Start it right.
Yeah.
Do you remember the days in school? Alright then. Really wanna learn the golden rule.
You're gonna go back to school tonight.
Good morning, teacher, long time.
Welcome the globe, the world. This is Naran Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. We're checking the levels right now because we have the original hot gossip here, one of the biggest sounds around the world. Disappeared off the planet, but we got them back. We got the boss himself and the number one selector of the South Central Jamaica.
Yeah.
These were the teachers in the new era of dance hall. Y'all hear it?
Yeah, man.
Goodness gracious me, the levels sound good.
Yeah, man.
So,
We're ready.
we're ready.
Yeah.
So, I'm you know the thing is right now that I'm feeling so good to have Dennis there and Sir Ishi live.
Yes, man.
You know what I mean? I'm looking at the screen. So if you see me turn my face, may I look on the screen over here. So
Yes.
I want to make sure say everything good.
Gotta
Gentlemen, welcome
sir.
back. Welcome back.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes.
welcome to the
Welcome.
Real Deal Podcast Show. The whole world wants to hear your story. So I'm going to start with the boss himself, Sir Gossip, Mr. Lee. Talk to me. How you doing, my brother?
Yeah, man, we're doing well now.
So tell me, where are you now in this world? Where are you living at?
I'm in North America, man. Canada to be exact. Ontario.
Ontario?
Yeah.
Okay, you're in Canada.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Lee, let me introduce Ishi, one of the top selectors. I mean, I know all the white something there. I go on and I'm beard and I'm chilling.
On our chin.
Welcome, Ishi. How you doing, my brother?
Boy, I'm good.
You
For
good?
real. Yes,
Well, the
man.
world good now because they're hearing you.
Bless up, Mr. Lee.
Yes,
know,
man. It's been a while, eh?
Yes, man. Is it
Yes, I am.
the teacher?
Yes, yes.
Mr. Lee?
Before the time, man.
Principal. Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Respect.
So, we're going to ask you the question, Mr. Lee. First of all, where were you born? Where are you from?
Downs, Manchester. Yeah.
That's Downs,
That's-
Manchester, in
Yeah,
Jamaica.
that's border in South Central of South Manchester, right on the border.
Okay, that sounds good. Ishi, where you from? Where were you born?
Basically the same place, Downs, Manchester.
Downs, Manchester. Okay. So tell me about Mr. Lee. Tell me about the early days. Where did you go to school? Or before that, your mother and father, are they still alive?
No, man.
They passed away. Condolences to your family.
Thanks, man.
And Ishi, your mother and father still alive?
Yeah, mom is father ain't.
Big up to your mom. You said your father is passed away?
Yes.
Yeah, condolences to you on the passing of your father. Where did you go to school, Mr. Lee?
Well, started at Prospect.
Prospect District.
Yeah, Prospect is
The- the-
actually, my mother was a teacher there too, right? So
Mhm.
started there from Prospect to Junction. Junction at that time was Junction Secondary. Yeah.
Okay.
From Junction to Beaumont Comprehensive,
Uh-huh.
and then from Beaumont to Cass.
Now, when you say CAS, I want you to give the full name.
College of Arts, Science and Technology.
And where is it located?
That's in Kingston, Papi in Kingston.
Okay. So that's we'd call it a university.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
no, that's
degree.
it's currently UTech.
Yes, that's right. University of Technology in
Yeah.
Jamaica.
Yes. Yes.
So since you left UTech, did you attend any other colleges overseas?
No, that was it, you know. That was it.
Okay.
UTech. That's it. Other than that, it's just like courses, right? Work related courses. You know what I mean?
Okay, wonderful. So Miss Ishi, tell me about schooling for you. How it go?
Basically, born and grew up Downs, Manchester. Left there early. My schooling started basically in Kingston.
Hmm.
Yeah, started St. Andrew Primary. Then from St. Andrew Primary, left I went to St. Joseph Primary. Then I came back now to the country, which I started from St. Andrew Primary. No, St. Andrew Primary, it was St. Joseph High in Kingston. Then from St. Joseph High, I went come back to country. Then I started Beaumont Comprehensive College.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So, Mr. Lee, tell me about siblings, brothers and sisters. How many do you have, and how many are alive?
Well, they're all alive, you know. Right? Four brothers, two sisters.
Wonderful,
Yeah.
awesome. We gotta say congratulations. And Ishi, siblings, brothers and sisters, how it go?
Single kid.
Mama boy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes so.
Yeah, man.
So I'm gonna ask the question of Mr. Lee. Tell me about your upbringing. Where did you grow up? And how was it was it easy for you? Was it difficult? Talk to me. Tell me about your upbringing.
Well, all the years it was Downs, you know, right? Grew up with a strict father, right?
I
Extremely
I know him.
military strict.
I know your father. Your father and my father were good friends,
Yep, yep,
and my father was very strict.
yes, sir.
So I know.
So my mother, no, she was the easygoing person, right?
Yes.
So when she's around, you know, what I mean, everything would be relaxed, right? But once daddy came in, and everything had to be on point, right? But other than that, give him credit. He was a dedicated father, one who
Absolutely. I can vouch
told
for that.
his boys all that they needed to know, and you know, to enter this world, right? In terms of managing ourselves, yeah, man. 100% that man made me fit for the world, right? All the practical things that you can think that a guy needs to know. This is the things. These are the things that he taught us day to day. You know what I mean? As I said, military drills, but you just get to understand that that's the guy, right? He loves his thing to be done properly, right? And respect is something that he puts above everything, man. I mean, so yeah, man. But it was a nice childhood, right? Yeah, nice childhood. You know what I mean? As I said, because of this upbringing, we knew that we had to be respectful. You know what I mean? After a while, when you got bigger, then you started trying to do your own little thing, right? But that initial stage, it was set. You know what I mean?
You know, I must say that back in the day, discipline was the order of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your father, just like my father, and the original senior bowls, they were in a category by themselves.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, man. You know, so one love. Sir Itchy, tell me about your upbringing. Tell me
Well,
about early
my
life, how things were. Was it easy growing up? Was it tough? Talk to me.
basically, I said, basically, my upbringing was basically in Kingston with my mom and all that stuff. And believe you me, it wasn't a walkover. Because talking about strict, as you know, the beating, I was stubborn as hell, want to do things my own way and have my own way, hang out with friends, and she wasn't having that.
Yeah.
But looking back, because I was just there with her last week, I visited her in England, and there were some clocks or some stuff. And I said to her, so, man, some of these stuff that I'm seeing right here is bringing some flashbacks. I said, yeah, I thought you're right. So, man, I'm telling you, she did her job. She did
Awesome.
her job. Give her props for that.
So
They normally have a thing to say one kid was spoiled. No, not with my mother. She wasn't having that at all.
Yeah, man.
wonderful. So let me ask you this, because you grew up in Kingston, and back in the day, country was kind of draconian, we say, light the lamp and no street
Yes.
light, and you know what I mean,
Hmm.
no
Hmm.
TV. It
Yeah.
was the AM band radio and all them thing. There was the highlight of the day, no street light thing now go on, back a torch.
Yeah.
But you got an opportunity to grow up in Kingston where you have they call it the moon on the stick. That's the
Yeah, the street light.
yeah. So um, you had more options than the regular country boy or country girl.
Yeah,
So
but the thing is,
when you're
I
navigating through the
before
streets
I
of
went.
Kingston, hold on. When you're
Mhm.
navigating through the streets of Kingston, going to school, trying to outsmart your mother, tell me about that lifestyle. How was it for you?
Well, basically, she's basically always the breadwinner, so she's always working. When I come from school, I'm basically there by myself until she gets home. So I want to go to parties, hang out with friends, and she was like, "Well, you can't have that, because you have to do your homework and all that stuff." But me, on the other hand, now I'm gonna try to be out with friends and trying to get back before she gets home. At times, it never really work out that way all the time. Sometimes she get there before I do. On the weekends, on the weekends, want to go out on a party and all that stuff. Come home, front door closed.
Hmm.
No, next option of sleep outside. Come in the morning, let me in the house, and it was on. The beating was non-stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's move over to Mr. Deer. Strict household, because me know him father,
Yeah, man.
you know.
Take a shot, man. Eh?
That's enough,
Yeah,
because
man.
we're going to the same kind of military regime. So how did you get involved with music? Because you were going to school and you had to perform for your parents because they wouldn't have it any other way. How did you get involved with music?
Yeah, hear this now, right? It's a long time now. I tell you this. My old man, he loved music, like next to nothing. So I'll give you a little history. All the boys, all four of us, used to play a musical instrument. Eh? We used to read, we were taught to read the music by notes, right? So he had this friend who did music. So we used to go there, learn the music, form the band. I used to play the bass,
What?
right?
So where was this?
You know Duff House, right?
Where?
Duff House.
Yes.
Duff off, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we live in the river them and Duff House. So you remember
Don't
back in
don't
the
know which part me grew up.
yeah. So remember back in the days, Duff House was where the expatriates used to be for Alpart.
Yes.
right? When that was sort of when they sort of moved out and went to Spurtree, then you had regular Alpart workers living there.
Right.
Claude Thomas worked at Alpart. He was a musician, right? He was from Kingston, so he had this music class going on. So we used to go there on weekdays, I think 2-3 times a week, and he had all these instruments there, right? So that's where we learned the music. So we formed a band after that, called it Rhapsody. Rhapsody Incorporated. That's what it was called, right?
Yes. I
And
remember
then
Yeah.
what we used to do is that we used to rehearse on the garage
that. Yeah.
nights, right? So this is
And I want to say to the audience that where you talk about run a compound.
yes, man.
All right. What I'm called compound was like a world within a world because
Yes,
it was the first world in the country.
yes,
Our Luna Partners of Jamaica who created that community zone, and it was for professionals.
Right.
These were ranch type homes, and they were first world built. You had a
Okay.
lot of professional people there. So continue, Sir Dennis.
yeah, man. So as I said, my instrument back then was the bass because I was just into bass from them ages in the 70s. I used to just love bass, right? Music kind of whole, but the bass was just my thing, right? So yeah, we formed this band and we used to rehearse on the garage at the house, right? Over time, we had other friends that joined in with us. We had a friend, Denroy, Bassy. He used to play the bass too. Mike Whiteley, a couple of guys that joined us, right?
Right.
School friends too, right? Stewie, I guess you remember, you know Stewie.
Yeah, I remember Stewie.
Come on. So until now Stewie plays the drums, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So he was on the drums. Junior, bigger brother was on rhythm. Dave, that I follow, he used to do keyboards. Right? So this is how it was from then. Music was in the in us from that early stage, right?
But I
Eventually,
want to know how did you know that the bass would be your thing?
all right. So I tell you, I can tell you that straight. You know where I'm from. You know where our family house is, right?
Right.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So just a stone throw is the community center.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what
right.
used to happen there, right? There was where all the parties used to keep. The
Right.
sword buyer, the rally the emperor, you name it, right? That is what that was where all the activity was in those. You understand? And when them guys are coming, especially buyer come string up in the center, sleep
But
up
hold on a second. You're talking about sound system with tube amps sometime then.
two bumps, man, and the
Yes.
horn is
And,
on top of the roof.
when the amps them warm up in a rooftop lift up.
Yes, right? Yes.
Yes, so
So
continue, my brother.
we were right there. So that when there's going to be any dance there, right? I would be around the yard of the fencing around, right? I'll be at that fence from the moment the truck drive up at that community center. I'll be hanging on to that fence, looking, listening to hear the first sound come out of the steel arm. Sometimes it take hours because them have to string up and them have to start up the Delico plant and all of that, right? And anybody want me at that time, if my mother want me, she have to go call me from down on the fence. If my old man want me, have to call me from down on the fence because I ain't leaving that till music start here.
Stuff
Right? And all me anticipate is when buyer turn on the bass then, right?
You mentioned Buyer Sound. Buyer Sound system was one of the first sound systems in Jamaica that was second to none.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You know, this was the early days of sound system,
Yes.
and he invested in the sound system in a
Yeah.
way that no sound in Kingston had nothing over him. He was
Yeah.
one of the pioneers back
Yeah.
then. And you're talking the early days, we're talking 70s, right?
70s. Yeah. Easy.
70s. So continue, my brother.
Yeah, man. So from them times, me know all that was set in my brain. Someday I go own one of them, one like this. Someday I go own a sound system and it gonna play in the center too. Right?
Yeah.
That is what I always tell myself. One day, I am going to own a sound system. And you know what I mean? It just never come out of my head. That bass at night time, look, this night time when we used to get beat now, right? Because it gets worse. As I start to get a little bigger now, the fence couldn't hold me no more. So we jumped the fence.
Yeah.
Now when we jump the fence and them call me, I don't want to send a peep inside. You understand?
Talking about peeping inside, I remember when Map used to have reel to reel movie show down at Antipone down at New Forest and Lane Road there.
Yeah.
He used to sneak and used to through the zinc fence because the movie theater inside.
Yeah.
You have like a hole when we used to peep through, I was karate show, So it's fine now you are gonna yeah, so continue, my brother.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So it reached a point now where I start sneak out. I'm gonna take a good long half an hour and all them way, and then them time period, probably they miss me, right? So by the time I get back up, so may I get myself, may I get fixed up, right?
Yeah.
But with all of that, you couldn't stop me because the next session, I'm gonna be down there, or even the same night, I'm gonna get back down there again somewhere somehow. Right? And get my little peep, and me just love to feel the bass and just, you know what I mean? Like the bass, like it want to take your chest out.
Yeah,
That just used to impress me. I'm just a look on the operator, turn on the bass, span them down there and all of that. That was just mind blowing for me, right? Like there was nothing impressed me like hearing the sound and the bass there come out of it, right? So from them time.
Let me ask you a question, because you have been watching these sound systems for years while you're growing up. But I want you to tell me, when did you first buy your first piece of equipment to build your sound? Hold up a second. Before you reach there, go talk to Ishi. Well, yeah, get at that thought there, You understand me? Ishi.
Yes, I.
The wings, the body selector. Tell me, when did you know that you the music was, as a selector, this was what you wanted? When did you get involved with the music?
Well, in my teens, growing up basically, I used to be listening to radio every like on the weekends and all that stuff. Recording, so back then, like in the 80s and all that stuff, it was basically cassette. You used to tape music off of the radio and all that. I used to be like an entire cassette full of music. And recording and playing back and all that stuff. And my mother used to buy like all the cassettes with our Grace Thrillers and you name it. I mean, I'll clear them off and put on the music what I wanted on my own.
Cheapest way, I gotta stop you there. The cheapest way to really have the music rather than buying the vinyl was to buy a cassette and tape.
Yes.
So that means you had to have a big boombox, what them call a cassette player.
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, and you
record.
You can rewind,
you
can forward, you can
Yes,
pause, and you can record.
Yes, man.
You can wipe off any cassette and put on where you put on. So you did not invest in the vinyl because back then you had record stores all over the island and all over the world. They sold 45s and so on, LPs and so on. So it
Yes,
was
yes.
kind of expensive, although it did look cheap
Right,
now.
yeah.
Yes,
But,
yes.
but you only when you buy a 45 or a LP or one, you buy it. But when you buy one cassette, you can put on one
Load up.
type of music.
Yes.
A side and B side.
Yes. So you used to record the music and listen back and talk to me. How it go?
Yes, man. So basically, as I said, that was basically during school. So now, man, we get save money, buy cassette, buy blank cassette and all that stuff and record that. Then mother used to have like our Grace chillers where she buy the original stuff and play them. So when we normally do when them cassette
And
they
this
come,
was vinyl, right?
this was
Or
just buy the cassette. No, she used to buy like the originals cassettes.
cassette.
Yes. So
All
me
right.
normally stuff the bottom of the cassettes because they normally come at the bottom punch out when she couldn't record. So you have to
Yeah.
like put back the tab in the bottom
Yeah,
and
but
then I
you know, to the
record
days
over it.
that when we used to do, you know, when we buy the cassette, let me put one piece of tape across there.
That's me I talk about. Yes, yes.
And we can rub off for the paddy
That me a deal.
tape on when me want tape.
Exactly. Yes, man.
Yeah.
Cassette, yeah.
Yeah, man. Continue itchy.
Yes, man. So from beyond then and then basically me used to just play them back, listen when I want, listen and all that stuff. And she may ask me if me see her orchestra or whatever. No, I'm tell her no. But from then me had a passion for music from them time there. But just love it.
Yep.
And it was like a variety.
So while you were recording on these cassettes, you were listening to music, you were growing up. At what age did you realize that I want to be a disc jockey?
Well, when that reached right, as you know, it was basically, I think it was one night I heard gossip playing. I was like, man, and
So hold
and I
on,
walked out,
hold on, hold on.
yeah,
Yeah.
Hold up, hold up.
Hold on.
You say one night you hear gossip a play. Father gossip there, you know.
yes, man.
That night there, which part you did there, my brother? I want you to go back in the history.
All right, I think he was playing at Lee Daly's shop. That I was back in country now. That I was basically I was like 18. I
So
think
Lee Daly's shop was where?
that was basically Downs.
All
Like you're
right.
heading towards Alligator Pond, yeah.
Yeah, man. So
And
which
they had a little, street.
want you go back and tell me which tune you hear them the time that him select where seal the deal.
I think, to be honest with you, I think it was a Gregory Peck. Dennis that play music them time there. A
Fine.
Gregory Peck. I can't remember the exact song, but I remember the artist who was. I
Yeah.
was like, man, that song I really play good, but I was like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna really get in, but I'm gonna try my luck anyhow. I was just keep hanging around the sound, and just keep following up.
Who was the selector them time? Because the boss there, you know.
Dennis was the selector, the boss himself, Apache was the selector at that
All
time.
right, boss. Yeah, man, continue.
Yes, man, and from that, basically, get with him, start hang around, and start get coaching. Basically, as he was talking about, right where, as you know how Mr. Deer house is set up and all that stuff, right at the front, right, that's on the veranda. Right, so Dennis normally let's buy the record and new music or whatever. Always did on the right hand of the veranda play music and we normally just walk there and check with him and all that stuff. Then we start get familiarized with all the brothers. George, the whole 9 yards, Stewie, all of them. Get with Miss Deer, so I kind of get myself familiarized and all that stuff. So it was
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of tough for going at that yard there, you know.
yeah, tell me, man. The thing about it is,
Because the discipline did way up, you know.
Yeah.
the discipline, basically, Mr. Deer, he wasn't really tough with me and tough on because Chubby come like he can actually see right through you.
Yeah.
That was it for him. If you don't like it right off the bat, you will know that.
So you're saying that you were listening to the sound, then
Mm-hmm.
you started to come around
Mm-hmm.
to find out how the sound system go, how you can get involved, and you buck up the boss himself. That's Dennis,
Yes, man.
and you met his brothers. You know Mr. Deer, you know Mrs. Deer, and also you know that yard there. I want a hike on yard because it used to fence up. You know how you get through the gate, boss.
Well, that again too. Well, that's another. Well, that the other thing to that. It was fenced up, and besides it being fenced, you couldn't just walk in there. You have dogs in it, so that was another. That was another hurdle.
Yeah.
Dog, you can't afford to get cornered with them dog the hole in there.
That yard there, that's why I ask you, how you get to the yard there?
All right, how am I getting to know? Because normally during the days, George, the bigger brother, Junior, normally he runs a garage out of it, a mechanical garage. So therefore the gates will be open and all that stuff. Then and then Dennis may be out on the front section of the veranda right now play music. So I take my time and work my way in. So that was my entrance.
Okay, boss. Goodness gracious me, this is Naram Promotion, the Real Deal podcast show. And we have none other than Hot Gossip, the boss himself. That's Mr. Dennis there, Mr. Lee, and we've got the number one selector from back in the day called Ishi. From Hot Gossip. He's on here live. So like, share, subscribe, comment, and also click the notification bell. So we're going to pause with Mr. Ishi right now, and we're going to go to Mr. Deer, Mr. Dennis Deer. I want to know, because now that Ishi is saying, him did hear you, and that's where him get the call in from. Him get the call into the music. Because him used to tape him like a cassette off a radio, and him used to listen it, but him get the call in when him hear Hot Gossip. And many others get the call in for listen to Hot Gossip because it was a big deal back then. It was a turn of the century because when you left from Bayer and all the crew and all Raleigh and we are talking about Bull from down on New Forest with the original song. And this was a new generation, a new era coming in. So hold on now, Mr. I want you to tell me now, when you buy the first equipment for Bill Hot Gossip, what was the year and what inspired you?
All right. So well, it's a long thing, because this thing start from Junction School. I start this thing from I was in school, at Junction School, right?
How you started? I want to get the feeling.
Back in the days, you had this thing in this oh gosh, what's the name, man? In the States, where you could order stuff on not online. You had books. I had a friend who attended Bel Air, right? You know, top them and go Bel Air them time.
Yeah.
Right? So he had the link to get these magazines from RC is a company, a big electronic company back in the States back then days. What you could do is order from the magazine, right? So him like me had this love for music. So the first thing we ordered from this book was 2 8-inch speakers. Right?
Two what? 18-inch speakers?
8, not 18.
Oh, 8-inch. Can you frighten me a while ago, you know? Back in
18 is a big deal, man.
But I like to know, where you get 18-inch?
2 8-inch, right? Order them take a while to come down to the post office. Because at this time, what I used to do is that my old man used to do welding and all of that. So him used to carry with him, go do some odd jobs, build stuff and thing, and him would pay us, right? So from time to time, I get to the money. So I used to save it. And apart from saving, we had a stereogram at the house where
Yes.
him used to love music, so he used to buy a whole heap of music. But
Now,
what I
when you
did,
said by a whole heap of music, was it 8-track?
nah,
Vinyl?
man, not about vinyl, man. That man used to
Okay, all right.
tell you this. That man loved music in a way that you see this. I think Cynthia Slash had that tune say walk through this world with me.
Yeah.
He bought that song 3 times. 3 times him come with that song that was said, Daddy, we have it already. You
Yeah.
see? So even that little stereogram was fully loaded with music, fully loaded albums, 45s, right? But as we say now, when we start doing the work with him now, right? We start get extra money. So what I do now is save that money, go Universal and Mandeville and start buying records.
No, when you talk about Universal and Mandeville, you know, Rona the Plaza, there's a Rona at the back of Manchester High School.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
the plaza there on Universal.
Yes.
That's where you get all the modern technology. There's a
Yes.
store where
Yes.
you've got to go. If you
Yeah.
can't go Kingston, if you want your tennis bat, you know, know what I mean, the
Yeah,
real,
right.
yeah, you want your tape recorder, you want your cassette, you want anything technological.
Right. That's
Was
Yeah.
Universal in Mandeville, and it was well known around the world. Continue, my brother.
Yeah. So between me and Virgin named Cleve Rattray, right? So once we got them tools, once we got the speakers, we went ahead and made a 1 box, 2 8-inch, and then
Yeah.
locally we get 2
Who
little.
made the box for you? Who?
So
You
you know me, I make the box out of bagasse board back then. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Buy the
That
bagasse.
was the bagasse board from the Port Kaiser.
No, we go buy a bagasse. Yeah, remember them board that
Well, no, if you go down there,
right?
I'll have a trainer. Yeah, talk to me,
So,
brother.
yeah, so we set up that little box there. But here's the thing, it wasn't hot gossip. It was Black
What do you
Roots.
Huh?
It was Black Roots.
Black Roots.
Yeah.
You know that. You know that.
First
Yeah.
thing I know.
Yeah. It was Black Roots.
So,
Right?
yeah.
So
Talk
that was about 1979.
All right.
Right? So that was the launching of Black Roots. So here's how Black Roots started getting traction.
How you met the name Black Roots? Because in the 70s, you know, you talk about serious time, you know, rally
Yeah.
was up, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So you see,
Yeah.
what happened is that it was just in the time when names start. You know, remember back in the 70s was Sir Rally, Sir
Yeah.
Rally, all them things there.
Yes.
But we noticed a trend because Soul to Soul was the thing at that time, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you remember Soul to Soul.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And Gemini. So the sound
Yeah.
of the sounds from Kingston.
No, you have to say it right. Gemini Disco.
Gemini Disco.
So
Right.
remember,
Yes.
I want to give you the era that we're talking about. This was in the flash dance era. This
Yeah.
was the club
Yes.
scene coming on,
Yes.
and the break dancing and
Well,
all them
this
things.
was funky era, right? This
Yeah.
was all
Oh,
funky.
era, yeah.
So because of that, I sort of step away from the service. So because me start so deep from them time, then I Black history thing. I come up with Black Roots, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
So with the box, we bought a 1 turntable and an amplifier, small transistor amplifier.
Was this a Techniques turntable or a regular
What
turntable?
Techniques? Where? It's a Philips. A Philips.
Me have to find out where you get money to buy that Techniques at that time.
It's a used Philips.
Yes,
Right? And the turntable was bigger than the amplifier.
yes, I remember that.
So after getting that, I went to do a small record collection.
All right.
With
So you start
promotions now.
final now.
Yes.
So your teaching at the final them too.
Yes, man. Now we have a collection, man. So we get the box put together now with some tune them from the stereogram, right? And we're going to buy with tune. So at this point now, school had hops, right? Yeah, that was a hot thing where you would have school hops, right? Hops are the party.
Let me explain. School hop is a school party.
Yes.
And it's called a concert back then.
Yes.
So when it says school hop, it was more disco punk age. Break dances was well in season.
Yeah.
And the tight foot pants and the
Yeah.
you have to dress a certain way, like electric. Them have the sharp curves and a cut off sleeve and them thing there.
Yeah.
And you have to have the boom box if you want to complete the move.
Yes.
Go on, Mr. Lee.
Yeah, man. So here's the thing now. Junction School had a school band, and all of us were musicians. So we were already in the music thing in Junction School, right?
Right.
We were playing band and everything. So when I put this little thing together, it wasn't anything hard to get it creeping into the school, right? Yeah. So the first little hop that we had for our class, I introduced the set to it, right? Remember 218.
When you say introduce a set, you introduce your sound system.
Sound system, yes, man. Yes, man.
All right. You want to get it clear, the audience, you're gonna follow through,
Yes.
We're moving from one era to the next, so we're flowing through. So he was in the music. He was a musician, and then with Junction School, that now BB Core Comprehensive High.
Yeah.
There was a band there, and you were a part of it, and now you introduce a sound system to Junction School to the many young people. So continue, Mr. Deere.
So that is how we got into the school now, right? So the first time we got into the school with a party was a small class party, right? And we did the thing, mind you, is not where you could hear so well, but it was enough.
As long as something I play.
Yes, one turntable, you take up your record, you put it on, and you play it, and everybody dance again, and everybody had fun, right? Yeah. So after the first party, they get a little hype, right? And
at that time, I want to tell my audience that round in those days, you got to remember, I'm going to give you the picture. When you have Bayer or Raleigh Sound playing, you didn't have a lot of sound systems in the South.
No.
And dance hall or the reggae parties, what them called dance hall, was few and far between. So when you had a party, everybody come out.
Yeah, man.
Because it was few and far between. It's not like today's day.
Yep.
You have it regular every week, every day. No, it was like months. You know what I mean? So when a party go on, everybody turn out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's a big deal. So for you to build a little 8-inch box, introduce it to the school, and you were a musician, it was a big deal.
Big deal.
So this was one of the transitions of the music, that you have something now more portable and more affordable to have it regularly. Continue, Mr. Deere.
Yeah. So we continued with that until I left Junction in 1981. So we kept doing those. That's all it was, a school party set, right? It couldn't go anywhere else, just a little classrooms. Left 1981, right? And my brethren now, Cleve, both of us was doing our little thing. He left for town. He left because he had completed Bel Air at this time. So he left to Kingston. But he left everything with me, right? So after Junction, I went to Beaumont. And then that even got me closer to Universal, where the young money can buy the records, right? Right? So every evening, I'll be at Universal. Lunch money, I buy records. Right?
Yes.
Lunch money, buying records. Right?
So
Fast forward, left for Cass, now in Kingston. Right? You start hearing all the big guys now, all the big guns hitting the street
now
now.
you're in the city, Kingston City.
Now I'm in
You're
Kingston.
getting, yeah.
Right? So I'm around. Everything is there now. So you hear all the sound systems now. You say, wait, but Bayan Rally never go out with none because Gemini was down on Halfway Tree Road, right? The sounds were just popping up all around, right? So from college days, I started bouncing around the parties at night time, the high school parties, everything, right? Just anywhere the party there. And then where I used to live now in UNN, you had two sets there, two young guys going, right? And those are hot party sounds back then.
What's the name of those sounds?
You know, I don't remember it. So it's a long time, you know, Georgie. I don't remember them, you know. But I remember the guy. Oh Jesus, man! One was right across the road from me.
Part two will remember those names.
Right. The other one was one which a blind guy played that one. Blind. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. The selector was blind, but this guy could play music. Right.
Why? Him feel the vinyl.
Right.
You see, a blind man I play sound, you know. So
yeah, man. So from there we just kept getting deeper and deeper in this music. This music just in the bone, right? Just keep going. Fast forward, we left Cass now, right? So it's time, work time, and on the streets.
okay. So at this time, you have not bought your first equipment yet.
No.
You still try put it together. Continue.
Yes. Still, but at this all this time, you know, records were still being bought in. So you realize, I just never let it go. Even through college, I never let it go. Always I buy true songs. Even when I never have anything to play it anymore because the little turntable, Philips turntable inside gone and the little amp wasn't working too well again. But 1986, latter part of 1986, that was when the first piece of equipment was bought.
So hold on.
What are we doing?
You reach a point now where you save enough money.
Yes.
You make the decision now to buy the first piece of equipment.
Yes.
What type of equipment did you buy?
You know, it was a mixer.
What type of mixer?
What was jeez, man. Oh,
No,
God.
a mixer, I know. And if I'm hearing you right, that mixer is where you have different channels. You can plug in different instruments, the speaker, your microphone, the turntables, and so on. That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
So was it a Pioneer? Was it
No, man, it's a no name, man. It's a no name. No name.
Right. Let's go back to that part then.
There was an electronics store at Halfway Tree. What the name again? Some Chinese guys places store. Chinese used to run it. But they used
was
to
this the one on where they call it Constant Spring Road? Or was it
right in Halfway Tree Square beside Aquarius Record Shop.
Oh, Aquarius, yes. You know which one.
Right beside Aquarius Record Shop. KG's.
Yeah.
Because I used to go to KG's almost every day go look on equipment when we're there at school, right? When we're there at college. So I know when we're going to get these equipment when we're ready.
Yeah.
Why I got the mixer, you see, is that this was the time when all the disco sounds started transitioning to 2 turntables.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So
Now
all
you had about 80, 83? Was
yeah,
it
coming out. It's
83?
from 82 that started, man.
Yeah.
Coming up. Right? So I realized that this is a very important piece, right? Because you're gonna need this piece if you're going to go into the disco world, right? Because that is what my intention was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got the mixer and was on the way with that, right? But was further now over in the year, right? When I start put some things together now, right? Where some equipment could be bought, right?
Yeah.
But the name wasn't suiting anymore. That's the first thing I thought about. This roots
Right.
thing wouldn't work anymore because we never want no roots thing. Right? We never want no roots
When
no
you're
more.
in a disco era.
Yes. Right? So I say we just know we're not gonna use that anymore. We're not gonna go with that roots thing.
Right.
Right? So we never too dwell on the name of such. We just know we need to get this thing, right? But here's the thing. When I started gathering the equipment, they were all in town. But
So
guess
when
what?
you say gathering equipment, you got the mixer. What was next?
I just started getting stuff in, right? So I'd get in an amplifier, I'd get in not the top things, nothing top, like the hi-fi tuners and things. Kenwood. I think Kenwood was a big brand at that time.
Right.
So we get one of them Kenwood amp with the wood, but treble and bass and all of that, right? Because I couldn't afford it. We couldn't afford the big brand name at the time that you know what I mean? So everything went on until we say, all right, it reached a stage. But what I realized, Kingston wasn't the place to be.
Okay.
Early on. Because the competition is too hot. Right?
Okay.
There's
So you
too
want
much
a place where you can shine.
Right. So trying to struggle through Kingston with a system, you have to be on top. It have to be something like really big, right? Really massive for penetrate the Kingston crowd, right?
We're talking about the capital of Jamaica. You're in the
Yes.
city, the competition too tough. You don't have the money for compete with this, so you want to go and feel a thing, a country where you know say people will rate you.
Yes.
In a regular stuff.
Yes.
Continue, my brother.
So here's the thing now. Decide to take care of everything down now if you get them set up. And just like I don't know what happened, but they broke into the house.
What?
Somebody broke into the house and some pieces went missing. Right? So, one was the mixer, gone. Right?
Big setback.
So big setback. At this time, I started planning the first session at Nain Community Center. It was to be at Nain Community Center.
Right.
So I started rent the center and everything, go down getting things together. But how close it was, I couldn't even. What I did was to rent some boxes. Right? Rent some boxes.
No, hold up, Mr. Dear. Mr. Lee. When you say rent some boxes, back in them day, it wasn't normal for that happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this was a big deal for rent.
Yeah.
I want you to hold it right. That's because I'm going to talk to Ishi right now. How Ishi get involved with or hot gossip. Hold your thought, because the sound that you say you hear a tune will make you make the decision. Mr. Deer come down, that's Mr. Lee,
Yes.
hot gossip himself,
Yeah.
them thief him equipment. And they have to rent the equipment because they already set the dance and name St. Elizabeth.
Yes.
And they have to continue. He will continue from right there, so you know.
Yeah.
But we want to hear from Ishi right now. Before Ishi come on, can I go set back my rum cup, you know? You understand? Play the tune with the artist. You know, play the artist where you hear and make the decision to become a selector. Play the tune.
Reggae Peck.
Yes.
Reggae Peck.
Yes.
That's about this one.
Yes, man. Yes, man.
We carry, Latta. I don't know if you know we carry Reggae Peck come a center already.
Nah, yeah.
Easy.
Everybody's talking all the stuff about me. Why don't they just let me live? Tell me why I don't need that's my prerogative. They say I'm crazy. I really don't care. That's my prerogative. They say I'm messy, but I don't give a damn. Lord Almighty, stress. When we come to this when we come stress. Oh yes, might as well get down to rest, yes. There you go again, talking on the like you want to walk.
Vanity and the love for humanity shall fade away.
Now look, we say Jamaica people who no look young, me name the jacket fire by Java.
Good. Goodness gracious me. DJ Latta.
Salute.
Yeah, every
Salute.
time. Welcome back to Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. Tonight is a special show because we have on our screen and on our stage
Ishi, Mr. Lee, aka Apache,
so we have the Hot Gossip family
in the building.
in the
Also, Latta.
DJ Latta.
Yes.
He makes it complete. We're going to have a part 2 to this show because we are 1 hour and 11 minutes in.
What?
We can't go much further than that because we have to break and give a part 2. Now, we left off with Mr. Lee, who got back, found out that Kingston was not the place to launch his sound, and he changed the sound name to match the era of the time.
Yes.
He got back to country because he said he wanted a staging ground that would build his sound and had no competition. And he wanted to grow because his funds was limited.
Yeah.
So he had to get inferior equipment to keep his dream alive.
So you can build the sound.
So we hold it right. That's all with Mr. Lee. Because he have a lot more to tell you, you know.
Yeah, man.
We're now with Ishi, where Ishi said the first tune when Mickey made the decision to become a selector was when him hear it on Hot Gossip.
The Gregory Peck.
And that was Gregory Peck.
Yes.
So now, Ishi, you said after you hear Hot Gossip in Downs District in Manchester, you end up finding your way through the gate. I'm just your yard.
Yes.
You work out the way to get through that. Now, I want to tell my audience that it never normal to get to that Mr. Dear yard, you know.
That's true, man. For real, man. For real.
Dark there.
Yeah, man.
And Mr. Dear did have him look up. You can't just fall
Walk up
like you feel like.
No, man.
Goodness gracious me. So Ishi found him way to Mr. Lee, and he started listening to music and take it up from there. Now, Ishi, tell me what happened from right there.
Basically from right there, as I say, then it's normally have like the turntables, amplifiers, the whole 9 yards, and playing at sometimes just testing the sound, the quality of the sound before it even go out on the road for play out or anything like that. And if any tune in a piece of equipment is new that comes in or whatever, you do everything right there. And normally just come around, start messing with the turntable a little bit, play 1 and 2 music, which was very much a naive though.
So hold on, before you get to playing the music, you know, I want the audience to understand, say, I'm gonna touch your turntable and your niggle back in at them time there. Simple, so you know.
No.
You have to lift some box first.
Yes, man. You have to put in the work.
You have to learn how to roll up wire.
And put in the work.
And
yes,
you have
man.
to wait your turn.
Yes, man.
And put you around him equipment. You know what Mr. Lee said?
Yeah.
Them thief all him equipment a long time I see for that, you know.
Yes.
You know, country, you want to come jump on it, so nah, go work. But tell me now, Ishi, how you work yourself from the gate to go up on the turntable? How it work out?
Well, as we say, how it work out, basically, normally when Junior doing mechanic work and thing and the gate open, just normally take myself a easy walk, a easy stroll, and going. Then it's a play 1 or 2 music or whatever. I get myself familiarized with the songs and all that stuff. Well, it wasn't an easy process because Then he started music then, and actually then, so I hung out around the sound, and then to try and know all the records and all that stuff. That was another hustle right there, because you can't just want to know just the music which is in that era. You want something to know that music that start from way back behind.
Yeah.
So that was
So
basically
therefore, you had to study the library of music.
that's correct.
Yes.
Mm.
And and with Dennis, being around Dennis, it's not like it's all about organization.
Explain.
He was basically the guy. You have to have your stuff organized, because if you're playing music, there's no room for confusion. You have to get organized. If you're dealing with the public, general public, you know to get to what record or whatever. So therefore, that was a system was actually designed back then. You have to have like your LPs and all that stuff in the milk crates, as you know. That was
When you
basically
said
what you
milk
used to
crate,
store.
these were plastic crates,
That's
Yeah.
correct. Yes,
a little bit taller than a beer box,
Yeah.
that's right.
and it
Yep.
was square.
Yes,
Yes. So the red stripe box was a cardboard box,
that's correct. Yep.
very thick cardboard box,
Yes.
hard for mash.
Yes, man.
Yes. The LP, them are feeling that. So
Yeah.
you have
Yes.
what do you say? Dennis said it have to organize in the milk crate.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sir.
because
Yeah.
yeah, man. So that was another thing. You have to know, because it was like music start coming, on a record start coming now on a regular basis. So my interest wasn't just to know on a whole, as you want to be a selector, the new and upcoming music. You want to get from the foundation.
so when you
So
say the foundation, who were the foundations back then, and what year were you talking about?
because normally I think I started hanging around the sound in 1988.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was 18 then. 1988, we started hanging around the sound. So you had the Dennis Brown, you had the Gregory Isaacs, you have the John Holtz, all them those foundation artists, the Bunny
All
Wheelers, the Bob
Glenn
Marleys.
Oates, yeah.
Yes, all those the and all of them from. So basically, then that was basically my homework now,
So hold on
because
a second. Now,
mm,
I want to. This is Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. We have DJ Latta, part of Hot Gossip.
Yes.
He in the early days.
In the
You got
early-
yours truly, Mystic. I'm listening to this history because I'm there and I'm passing through. You know, not paying attention at that time because I was in high school, leave
Yeah.
to the army, and then moved on from there. But Dennis was always my friend.
Yeah.
The whole family was. We grew up together. So Ishi, who's talking right now, said he's learning the foundation music back in 1988. He is now preparing himself because he was a teacher for DJ Latta.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yep.
So
Yes, man.
the teacher is talking to DJ Latta right now,
The
and
student,
the godfather for Hot Gossip is listening.
principal.
Continue, Ichi.
yes, man. So as me always want, basically, I always want to try to play the jump up music, the DJ music, and then it's normal. Say, listen, it's not gonna work like this, nobody, because you have a variety of people that come dance. So you're gonna learn all these music here, all the older music, and stay away from all them newfound music where me just buy and put in the crate. You want to know where those
So,
are,
Ichi,
and
you're telling
mm,
me that Dennis Deere, Mr. Lee, was guiding you through how to organize yourself in terms of learning the music and the artists and the rhythms in order to become one of the top DJs in South Central Jamaica. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so hold on a second. I want to put my audience into the picture of what's going on back in those times. We're talking the mid to late 80s, early 90s.
Yes.
Back then, you had a lot of artists, reggae artists, that used to come around the sound system as a package. So wherever the sound system was, the artist had to come to proliferate his music in order to get popular. This was not the era of our technology of today. The radio was the technology and the vinyl was the technology. So if the sound system don't play you and the radio don't play you, nobody hear you.
That's right.
Goodness gracious me. So in that time, during that era, you have now Hot Gossip, and he hasn't come to the name yet. And he has to tell me when he made the name Hot Gossip. But that sound system was on the transition period of when sound systems now became hotter than radio.
Yeah.
Because it brought a package. You got the music and you got the artist. So now the disc jockey was important in terms of playing the music, but the disc jockey had to do his homework in order to organize the music in such a way that when he plays it, and this was not laptop days. It was you have to dig through record box.
Record crates.
You have to organize the record box so you know where to find the tune.
Yep.
And for vinyls.
Yep.
So if you don't know, if you put the wrong vinyl in the wrong state,
keys.
So Mr. Lee said, in order for you to play this Sonia and to become a disc jockey, you have to be organized.
Yep.
So he's coming from caste. He's educated. So he knows what organization means.
Yep.
And he knows what it means to become a good and a great sound system. And he was spending his money buying the equipment, and he wasn't doing that just to be ordinary. He wanted to be a big intellectual sound. So Ishi, continue. You were learning the vinyls, the artists, and you were organizing because Mr. Lee told you that in order for you to do this, because you get through the gate now, I pass the dog, you know. I pass
yes, man.
You know.
Yeah.
Here, welcome you in, and then you start organize. Because Mr. Lee said, all right, I like you. Come in. All right, continue.
This man, so basically now we have to start learn now where the music are, the older music, and stay away from the newer music. Because those are the foundation. You see, from you learn that, you get over with that, you'll be good. So that was basically the stuff we had to work on, because all my interest was wanting to just mix.
Yeah.
When I'm saying nothing was wrong with mixing, but mixing doesn't make you a good disc jock. You have to know the music.
Mixing, because we have to go back to Mr. Deere, you know.
Yeah.
Them thief in mixer, you know.
Yeah.
So now, they might rent 2 box and everything there. So when them get the new mixer, oh it go. So you say you have to mix, cause you have to be careful when you draw them thing there, you know. All them slide on them thing there, yeah. Cause money pay for it, you know.
Yes, man.
So you have to be careful. When Mr. Deere look on you and say, hey you, what you do? Take time with that. So, Sessions, a real deal podcast show. We're talking really now. So when you learn the music, and we're gonna cut the show here, and there's gonna be a part 2. Mr. Deer, we're gonna learn about the rental and when you get the new mixer and the rest of the sound system. We are gonna hold our audience to coming back to hear the second part of the story, because them never know say Bimbo start on hot gossip.
Yeah, man.
And that second part of the show, Mr. Lee, hold on, because we don't want to get into it until the part 2. I don't take about 3 or 4 parts for you to tell your story, I'm going to hear the whole.
Trust me.
Ishi, in closing, right now, we're going to go to a part 2, because this can't do in a one show. So tell me, how did you get to the point where you are draw down the leaf and say a mix and a feed and all them thing there? How you get to that sound?
Well, let me reach that part now. Basically,
how you get to the part there? Because you have to learn the music, So at that time, you have to take out a vinyl out a sleeve. That means let me understand. So hold on, see paper, Let me show the people. So in that paper, in between that paper, you have a vinyl record, and you have to pull it out,
Yeah.
And you have to put on the sleeve. I remember said this vinyl, let me have a hole, I have to
come out of the sleeve.
Because you can't mix up the sleeve then.
No.
Because if you mix up, you're not a problem.
Yeah.
So I will take you out, and you have to be careful because you can't scratch the vinyl.
No.
Yeah.
Number one, you have to go buy back,
Yeah.
That's one you can buy because I can't to your pocket. And then you have to take up the vinyl now and take time and put it down on the turntable. And when you lift up the needle, I remember the needle there, if you broke the needle, you're not a problem. You have to run the thing yard. So you have to take time, and we have the thumb lift.
Yes.
You lift up the needle, and take time and come across and put it down on the vinyl.
Gentle.
I remember so the fader down on the mixer. You can't over the side where you put on the needle, Can't mash up the box. Where's the DJ like that?
Yeah,
man.
man.
You bust up the speaker them.
Yeah,
You have to take time and put it down. So Mr. Lee, I groom you them time the issue. And you know all the things set them time the car. Equipment was expensive.
Yes.
It was a big deal when you take out your hard-earned money for build a sound system. And Mr. Lee, besides say him want a sound system, tell me how it go now. When you begin to take out the vinyl and put down on the turntable, how you reach the sound?
Well, right now, as we talk about turntable and needles, when all that was going on right there, Mr. Lee normally have 2 sets of needles.
Yep.
The one we use to play for practice, we don't use that to play in the dance halls or the parties.
Yeah, man.
So those needles was just for practicing. That's all it was. When I go dance, we have a different set of needle we used to play with.
Yeah, tell me, Mr. Lee here, he can vouch for it. So you didn't love the music that you turn them regular. I miss a dear yard.
Yeah, man.
Yes, man.
Like people coming in, yeah. And you reach a point where Mr. Dennis Deer, Mr. Lee, invite you in. And you come and practice. And him have 2 sets of needles. So, Ishi, you ever broke one of them needles head?
Yes, man.
Would like to see your face when you broke one. So hold on now. What is it? When you start out, you brought the eagle out when you go out.
It's normally it's basically like while mixing wasn't the problem. When you start getting at the scratch thing now, that was where you have an issue where you scratch and then the needle jump. Sometimes it jump off the record and hit the turntable, and they will have a problem.
Because let me kind of tell you about the jump part, sometimes it warp, Like
Yes, right. Yes.
This is at this.
Yeah.
Yes.
If it warp, you have the needle at jump up.
Yeah.
Jump. That's right. Yep.
You understand? And if you go try scratch and everything there, the needle go whoop and
Whoop.
drop.
Yep.
So yeah, I remember Jamaica hot to it or so.
Yes, man. Yep. The heat. Yep. That's true.
Then it's gonna warp it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so go on this shit, man. I hear you,
Yes, man. So that was another problem now. Because now you have to use one turntable. Because one broke. And then
Yep.
you get the practice needle, you mess one up. Now you have to go talk to Dennis and say, listen, man, boy, the needle broke in the boss, man. So,
You know what you want legal back then. Welcome to Naran Promotion, the Real Deal Podcast Show. We're on the final segment. Go on, issue, let me hear you because Mr. Lee going to close out this segment. Continue.
yes, man. So the nervous part right now after you get in, you practice needle and then you broke the needle now. Therefore, confront this man and make him know, say, boy, the needle broke in the man.
All right.
So, we're gonna cut the show here. Mr. Lee. First of all, I want to say it is great to have you because I've not seen you for many years. And when we starting Naran Promotions, the Real Deal Podcast Show, Naran Promotions was born in the northwest of England. It was back in the day. And DJ Letta and myself, we were planning this podcast show for over 2 years.
Yeah, man.
We just did not have the time. He's working, I'm working, I'm doing my stuff. And we said, we're going to do a podcast show. This podcast show started around 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We started 6 weeks ago. And during our test phase, because we buy some equipment, it never worked,
Yeah,
just like how you started your sound.
Yeah, man.
And we were testing as we go along, and we're not perfect yet.
Yeah.
I want to tell you this is our biggest show tonight. And
Yeah, man.
Hot Gossip, when we published it, we were getting phone calls from all corners of the earth.
Yeah, man.
Me know of Hot Gossip from back in the day, but me never pay attention because I'm there. Kingston, but they're Manchester High School, Kingston, me leave the country, and me and brethren from long time, Ishi, so we pass through and we bump face and we say, yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But I did not know. I heard, but I did not know the movement of Hot Gossip was bigger than Stone Love back in the day. And when I did my research, I said, whoa, you put a lot of work in there. You know what I mean, Mr. Lee? And Ishi, you taught him well because he was the number one DJ in Jamaica at that time, but it was never published.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Ishi, you did something that was never normal under the tutelage of Mr. Deere, because you were on the cusp of the turning point of the culture,
Yeah, man.
dancehall
Yeah,
culture.
man.
And you all built a movement that was greater than Stone Love. And you disappeared off the face of the planet. And your fans are still asking today, dear, what's going on? We're going to have a part 2 because we have to cut the show here. Believe me, it is an honor to have Mr. Deere, Mr. Lee, and Sir Ishi on the show. And we're going to set the date for part 2.
Yes, man.
Yeah, man, because Mr. Deere have to tell me how the rental of them boxes go on. Who rent you? Who are the dub plate them to play before we start the show from part 2? So play a dub plate for Hot Gossip for me. Right now. Yeah. Play a dub plate. Want a dub plate of Hot Gossip right now. Yeah.
I have a wonder when we did cut one a long time when we just come here 2000. The art gossip. Yeah, man. I'm going to play it, man. Adele Rye Melody. Yeah, man.
Adele Rye Melody, the original melody I represent for the big sound art gossip. Yo, underworld, the thing I'm say now. Yo, Lotta, Miss Halle. What I say, London, Canada, yo, I want some sound boy, dead like that. Ah, yes, kill them and come back alone. I gossip sound, alright. You know the dance that I know we got. You can't find a button with a car. Every liquor seller, and the world make the liquor seller. Everybody just a jump and prance. They just a rock and come in and the dance. It was to go on from dusk till dawn. But all of a sudden, some boy get flat. And the world just a brush shot. They want to get flat. And the city.
So hold up the DJ Latta.
Mommy say yes, we ain't got no actors.
I think the next show, we have to go to Canada and Mr. Lee,
Yeah,
You should line up, brother. You're doing it live in our backyard. Yeah. I want the biggest sound out of the South Central of Jamaica. I want my audience to understand that we're talking about early 80s, mid 80s, late 80s, 90s.
Yeah, man.
And one of the top DJs, artists out of Jamaica. He passed away, rest his soul. Started on Hot Gossip.
Yeah,
and you had other DJs that were artists that were prominent who passed through Hot Gossip.
Yeah, man.
And Mr. Lee going to tell you, part 2.
Yeah, no problem.
Part 2 because I have to do Canada right beside Mr. Lee, and we're going to broadcast it live with Ishito. Yeah. Big up yourself, my youth.
Yes, man.
You know, say, I want love every time.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? A heart of love.
Anytime.
This is Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show.
Yes.
And I want you to play one more dub plate, and we're going to close the show. I'm going to set the date for Canada this time. We're going to run the show from Canada. Listen, love. DJ Latta, part of the Hot Gossip family. You were there in the early days.
Yeah, man.
And we're going to hear your story too.
Yeah, man.
With Miss Ali and Ishi.
In the early time, I wrap up wire and lift box, you know.
You wash your hand?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Get a tune.
We are going to kill them with it. We are going to kill them with it. With it, we are going to kill them with it. Kill them with it. We are going to kill them with it. Kill them with it. We are going to kill them with it. Kill them with the lyrics. Kill them with it. I'm with that song. We are going to kill them with it. I'm in the room of the crowd. Kill them with it. If I'm white, can't get it with them. Run from it. Follow me now. Kill them with it. We are going to kill them with it. Kill them with it. We are going to kill them with it. Everything I'm not ready to know if it's a on the feet. If it's a hit, it's a wrong, we're going to kill them with it. If I'm dying, can't take it better. Run from it. Follow me now. Kill them with it. We are going to kill them with it. If you make your heart, you're in your boat. Kill them with it. And then make your car sick. We are going to kill them with it. And when make your rock on it. We are going to kill them with it. Follow me now. Run from it. Don't get down. Run from it. If you can't take it, you're in it. Run from it. The first time that I saw you, you got me going. Oh, yeah. Now I realize
You never know.
busy signals are watching. Do things, not doing nothing.
Hot Gossip Sound.
The first time that I saw you, you got me.
Goodness gracious me.
It's shit.
Ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen,
It's shit.
yeah.
Or the student sound.
For real, for real. But yo, but that wait for the Trevor Sparks, you know, Wings of Love.
hold on.
Yeah.
To ask Miss Ali how the student sound.
Yes.
Man. Yeah,
Only are the principal for the school, you know.
Yes, sir.
well trained, man. Yeah,
You know,
well trained, man. Well oil machines.
Yeah.
Mr. Lee, I promise you, tonight we're gonna set a date because part 2 has to be in Canada with Ishi,
Latter.
DJ Latta,
Yeah, man.
yours truly Mystic, and Mr. Lee.
Yeah, man.
We can't do it any different because this is special, my brother. This is one of the top sound systems out of South Central Jamaica. Would tear up any sound system
Lick.
back in the days when
Yeah, man.
it originated.
Ishi
And you had one of the top disc jockeys with Ishi
Yeah, man.
who would teach DJ Latta
Yeah,
how to
man.
play tune.
Yeah, man.
And they disappeared off the planet. And they're here tonight
Yeah,
to tell their story. We have a part 2, ladies and gentlemen. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and click the notification bell because we're going to Canada, guaranteed to be with Mr. Lee, the godfather of Hot Gossip.
Yes.
The sound system that the people loved. It was a movement.
Yep.
And we're going to tell you, I'm going to ask something to you, know, who were the artists that made their career on Hot Gossip. And also, we're going to, well, a sneak peek in the future, Mr. Lee will tell you.
Yes.
God bless you all.
Yeah, man.
Mr. Lee,
Peace, man.
Peace, love.
Yes.
we're gonna call you afterwards. We're gonna call you afterwards after the show
Yeah, man.
and
Yeah.
set the new dates for Canada. We will be in Canada and we will be broadcasting from Canada live to you with part 2. Naran Promotions, the Real Deal Podcast Show. DJ Latta, what you say?
I'm out.
Blessings every time.
Ishi.
Yes. Salute. Yes.
So, man.
All right.
Yeah, man. Every time. Tune was set.
Tune was set.
Yeah, tune was set. We have a
Tune
next
was set.
dub plate.
No.
You have to go to Canada. If you want them dub plate, you have to go to Canada.
Yeah.
First time that I saw
You never know. You can never feel.
And respect. So if you this, that's this you get. And if you respect you don't get. This a respect, I respect. This a respect, I respect. The bank, the liquor, no money me no get. Them a bigger foot, and them did get. All me get, I pay a bounce check. But this year the bank, German it a go check. And when it takes, it a debt. All of the money, good boy I go check. This a respect, I respect. Imagine if money really did get. Up on the yard, they could have take set. It could have caught fire, rupture now. I bet. This a respect, I respect. Me go and give it a spark, figure, spark me bet. When me win, me collect. And if I man lose, money I go fret. Baby pampas, me not buy yet. I'm feeling for the bed and this business set. This a respect, I respect. This a respect, I respect. This a respect, I respect. Let's go to the land of love. Where the light shines so bright above. We will be so happy and free. All your face belongs to me. You're gonna find that love is real. By the feeling you feel. In that land where the people are free, life will be there for you and me. It's on the ground now, waiting without fire. Lovers of war will perish. Oh no. Leadership will be our nation. Love don't mean retaliation. If we don't stop the war, who's gonna be our boss? Rain, they celebrate. Keep driving our dicks on the pain. Rain, they celebrate. Let the death of the child of our sleep. Child of us say, hey, remember, our forefathers seen us the light. Promise me you never ever only me standing in a corner. Love is not a game I think we play. It's a serious matter. No one lets it down. The moment you realize, baby, I'm so scared. Say you love me. I'm so sure. Say you love me. Be with me forever, baby. Say you will. Promise me you never ever only me standing in a corner.
Goodness gracious me. It comes to that time of night. You know how it goes. Naira Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. We're going to close the show. Here we go. Goodness gracious me, ladies and gentlemen, DJ Latta on the wheels of steel. And we have part 2 coming with Gossip Disco.
Yes.
Hot gossip.
Mr. Lee.
Yeah, I want to reach DJ Latta here tonight.
No, the box band.
And we're taking it on the road. So hold on. You see my shirt? Look on the shirt. It said Tokyo. We will be in Tokyo soon.
Yes.
Stay tuned. Like, share, subscribe, and comment, and click the notification bell. We're going to Tokyo soon.
Yes.
That's Japan.
And it's confirmed.
We're gonna be in Europe. It's confirmed. We're gonna be in Canada. It's confirmed.
Yes.
And we're gonna be in the Caribbean and Jamaica. It's confirmed.
Yeah, man.
Part 2 is gonna be in Canada at Mr. Lee's residence, and we're gonna go live. And we'll light the grill too.
Yeah, man.
And we're gonna have some of this.
Someone Ray and him nephew.
Goodness gracious me, we say thank you to each and every one who tuned in, whether it be tonight, tomorrow night, later on, or next year. We say thank you from Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. We can't wait to bring on Father Colonel, Burrow, Smiley, and the original Naram crew in the birthplace of England. Stay tuned for that. Believe me, you don't want to miss it, because it's going to be a library of history. Trust me, when Father Colonel starts to tell you the history, you don't want to leave the lens.
Yeah.
So thank you every time. DJ Latta is going to play 2 more tunes, and we're going to say adios. We love you.
Yeah.
We're going to big up Miss Powell. So rise back, hot gossip. Big up every time.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious me, one more time.
Here we are in this big old empty room, staring each other down. You want me just as much as I want you. Let's stop fooling around. Yeah. Take me, baby, and kiss me all over. Honey, play with my love. Bring out what's been in me for far too long. Baby, you know that's all I got.
Goodness gracious me, one more time. Hold on, DJ Latta. Hold on. Final word, DJ Latta. Final word, because we're going to close the show now. Your final word.
Tune in. tune in. This is the Naram Real Deal podcast. So you don't know, we make the hits happen here with all the sound system from way back. So you don't know, we rise up gossip. And we need back gossip on the road.
Officially.
Gossip back
Officially.
On the road. Yeah, man.
Officially.
Originally.
Yeah, man. Officially.
Yes, man.
We are going yard now.
Yes, man.
And in yard we are going now. And raise him. And say, Art Gossip, come on road. Miss Powell. Big up Miss Powell out of Bull Savannah. And out of Prospect. We say gossip. We want us Art Gossip back on the road.
Yeah, man.
You're going to hear part 2. And you're going to hear some things that you never knew. So, DJ Latta, final tune. Let's take it away. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and also click the notification bell. Tomorrow night, we're going to have Mr. Bows from Bows Fish Pot and Bows Oval. We had a false start tonight.
Yeah. But
the internet was not working. And we'll have him on here tomorrow midday. I'm going to send up the information. So just click the notification bell. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and click the notification bell. You'll see it when we come on, right? So we're going to bring back Mr. Bowles. He has a story to tell you. And big up Mr. Bowles out of Downs District, Manchester. Every time. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in. See you tomorrow. Mr. Latta, where you say?
One more tune.
And I eat that. Under my nose?
I'm out. This is Marcia Griffiths. What the bass line is?
Say you wanna be loved, but you won't let me love you. Say you wanna be kissed. How long I've been wanting to hold you tight, squeeze you right, even all the night for you it's crying out. Sometimes feel to shout. Everybody needs love.
Naram Promotions is at you. Good morning. Naram Promotions is at you.